back, and not for a lifting day. We are here solely for a Costco trip / meal prep day. And it's not too big of a meal prep day. Usually I'm making somewhere in the ballpark of like 6 days worth of food, like 5-6 days worth of food. But we only need to be making it for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we're freaking good. And that's the thing. We actually don't even have that much to pick up from Costco. I mean, all that I really need is some taco seasoning, because it just makes every meal a little bit better. We need bananas, and then we need some eggs, and big log of ground beef. So that's pretty much it for this Costco run. But I do want to make sure that I'm, making it a little more time efficient, because we gotta be up early tomorrow for our training session. Because I was talking to my boss about it, and man, I mean, I'm working at the gym pretty late, so I'm trying to work it to where I can work it on another day, because like a day like today, I don't even have training today. I did my cardio this morning, and I'm freaking set. So today would be ideal if I could work there. But tomorrow, I always have a blood donation appointment on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I have work, and then I have training. So, and then work on top of that at the gym. I mean, it's a little too much for one day. I'm freaking pooped by the very end of it. So, that being said, we are gonna make this Costco trip pretty time efficient. But I also gotta say, it's been pretty freaking cool on the meditation side of things. I've been doing, keeping up with my Transcendental Meditation, and I was reading this book earlier today while I was doing my cardio, and it's called The Wise Heart by Jack Kornfield. And I know it sounds pretty corny, but it has some gems in there. I wouldn't knock it till you try it. So I was reading this chapter on, I mean, of all things that could be corny, feelings. I mean, and I gotta say, before you turn this YouTube video off, I'll just say one thing about it. He brought up something pretty cool that neuroscience has been, aware of for quite some time now. And it has to do with a primary feeling and then a secondary feeling. So the primary feeling is whether it's pleasant, painful, or neutral. That's it. And then the secondary feeling is, think of if you've ever seen the movie Inside Out, think of that. Those are like the secondary feelings, like joy, anger, sadness, what have you. Those are the secondary feelings. But that being said, he was basically saying that the more we can be grateful for those primary feelings, and then those secondary feelings, I mean, the stronger we're going to become, because we're going to see them for their value, and then, choose to do what we will, or just choose to go about the path that makes the most sense. I mean, it comes down to reason. Like, for example, like, let's say, I don't know, you have a painful experience, that's your primary, and then you look under that, and it turns out you're mad that your boss at work didn't promote you. Boom, there you go. Now you have the reason behind all of that fun stuff. Man, I caught the tripod before it fell. It was pretty good. Now you have the reason, and then you can, I don't know, use calculated reason from there to move on. But that being said, I guess the moral of the story is, if you completely shut out your emotions and use all logic, it's not logical at the end of the day. Like, as weird as that sounds, if you don't take into account your feelings, you're gonna be pretty lost. I mean, you're gonna be a freaking computer of all things. So paying attention to the feelings and then using reason to navigate from there, that's said, the Transcendental Meditations are, they're getting interesting, because every time that I get into it, I feel like the mantra, that's my center, right? Like that's the anchor. But every time I bring my attention back to the mantra, I mean, it's just like in the weight room. I mean, every time you do a rep, you're getting stronger. So it's the same exact thing. Every time you do a rep, every time you come back to the mantra, your mind is getting stronger. But that being said, it's been quite the adventure going through these Transcendental Meditations, because you can feel how much stronger your concentration is every time you get into it. And even on those days where you have, I don't know, it's just a little tougher to concentrate, whether you didn't eat as much or you didn't get that great of sleep, I mean, whatever it is, being grateful for those what seem like obstacles, that's all part of the cake. That's all part of becoming stronger. And so being grateful for that's been the icing on the cake, like I said, or like I was alluding to. But that being said, it's been nice having these rest days. I mean, to move on to another topic, it's been nice to have these rest days. I mean, I'm having not 2 consecutive rest days in a row, but rather 1 rest day in the middle of the week on Wednesday, today, and then 1 rest day on Sunday. And so kind of having just 1 rest day at a time, it's been nice, because I feel like when I was doing 2 rest days in a row, on that second rest day, I was just itching to get back in the gym. I was just, it was almost too much. Whereas this, I'm missing the gym, obviously, but I also know that this rest is necessary. So it's been a nice change up for this new programming, and I gotta say, I have been seeing just a little more improvements in my physique. I mean, just overall fullness, and the fact that I'm not using any peptide, and I'm not using any kind of growth hormone or whatever. I mean, it depends on what you define as natural, but I have never used anything synthetic in my journey. But not even having anything like that. I mean, everything's been full. Everything's been, conditioned for the most part, as conditioned as you can be. I shouldn't say it like that. I would say I've been hovering around 15% body fat, and I gotta say, that is just a really solid body fat percentage, at least for me. It's been working out really well. But anyways, we're gonna go get some groceries right now. Taco seasoning, banana, bunch of bananas, not just one banana, and eggs, ground beef. No, we don't need any sparkling water. That's one thing. I freaking love sparkling water. Just having it at the end of the day, it's almost like cracking open a cold one. Except I don't really drink almost ever. Like it's pretty much just when I'm out with usually just my family. I mean, I'm not even doing it with friends, but it's probably maybe 2-3 times a year I'm consuming alcohol. But that being said, let's go get these groceries and freaking have a good time.